being the wealthiest man in the world isn't quite enough for him. Well, Musk, he attempted a hostile takeover of Twitter, and today it got shut down by the social media app. Now, before we dive into what occurred today, let's go ahead and get some context in order. So earlier this month, Musk announced that through stock, he had acquired 9.2% of Twitter, which essentially made him the largest shareholder. Well, the South African billionaire was offered a board seat in return for not increasing his stake in the company above 14.9% for at least 2 years with his board membership. And while Musk, while it was pending, he had a lot to say. Per Vice News last weekend, Musk issued a series of tweets, which he subsequently deleted, criticizing the company and its executives, as well as asking his 81.6 million followers what they thought about possible changes to the way Twitter works, including a proposal to convert the company's San Francisco headquarters into a homeless shelter, since no one shows up anywhere, he says. And another, he asked followers if the company should get rid of the W from its name. 57% of those who voted agreed. Yeah, that's really special and very mature. And ultimately, Musk really turned down the board membership, instead expressing his preference to dunk on the company through the app. And he also gave us big takeover vibes in the meantime. The billionaire said, as I indicated this weekend, I believe that the company should be private to go through the changes that need to be made. After the past several days of thinking this over, I have decided I want to acquire the company and take it private. And it was not very long before Musk put his plan into action. And what he did is Musk filed an offer letter with the Securities and Exchange Commission offering to buy 100% of the Twitter for $54.20 per share in an all-cash deal worth $43 billion. Musk adds that his offer is a high price and your shareholders will love it. The $52.20 is an 18% premium over the closing price of Twitter shares on Wednesday evening. As Musk pointed out in his filing, Twitter's share price has risen 38% in the weeks since his investment was made public. All right, now there's been a lot of side-eye, people uncertain what Musk is up to, whether this is pump and dump, market manipulation, and it's really disputed, but it's really clear here, definitely, that Twitter is not here for Musk. It responded to, let's just say, the US online oligarchs' demand with this. Twitter adopted a limited duration shareholder rights plan, often called a poison pill. A day after the billionaire Elon Musk offered to buy the company for $43 billion, the board voted unanimously to adopt the plan. Under the new structure, if any person or group acquires beneficial ownership of at least 15% of Twitter's outstanding common stock without the board's approval, other shareholders will be allowed to purchase additional shares at a discount, basically diluting that shareholder stake of the entity that he is eyeing the takeover over. So I guess with this response by Twitter and it being such a big forum for people to use their voices, particularly in the journalistic arena, Ben, what do you think of Twitter's response?
I mean, it's a pretty gangster move right back on top of Musk trying to control the narrative there. Also, it's amazing how much Musk can say on an app with a limit of 280 characters. I think he gets more. I think he gets more in there per tweet. Pretty amazing. What an emotional roller coaster he has put us through in this last couple weeks. He buys 9% of the company. He gets offered a board seat. He turns down the board seat. He tries a hostile takeover. He trash talks the executives. He gets them to adopt a new rule. They make it impossible for him to do the takeover. I think it would have been pretty amazing if indeed he was just doing this to bump up the stock price, if they let him just buy it. Just let him take it over and be stuck with it. The only problem is that Trump would probably be reinstated instantly. That's the only major negative I could see.
Juan?
You know, the funny thing about it, when I was watching this all unfold online, I thought it was crazy that like Elon Musk could just have $3 billion to troll people with, right? Like that's insane, right? But immediately I thought of stuff like Dogecoin and other pump and dump schemes that he's done via the app in the very recent past. And then when I saw 43 billion, 43 billion, which is what he offered, I was like, okay, this is the obvious sign that this is a joke. Elon Musk doesn't have $43 billion just laying around. Like, I know his company is worth 270 billion, but like that doesn't mean that he has that level of money to just throw around on a whim. He would have to go out and maybe borrow that money or maybe raise it from rich friends of his, which is just like, nobody believed this was anything serious, right? Like, he's good at electric cars. He's good at sending trillionaires to Mars and nothing else. Like, this idea that he could come in and take over a social media company is ridiculous. This isn't his area of expertise. And the funny thing is, like, the way that we sort of think about the money and the wealth of these oligarchs, like, people can't even fathom like the difference by degrees between 3 billion and 43 billion. Like, that's a major difference. That's an insane amount of money that even Elon Musk can't put together on a whim. I think this was just, this guy's bored. He's extremely rich. He has nothing better to do, and so he decided to pick a fight with his favorite social media company.
But sending billionaires and the ultra wealthy to Mars is not a bad strategy. I think it's got some legs behind it, and I think
if you leave them there. But otherwise, it's just a waste of my time. But no, I do appreciate that. I agree with you, Ben. But I can also tell you that there are people out there who really thought that, you know what, there's no chance he's actually going to do this. Musk is really just trying to manipulate the market. And that kind of seemed to be the tone that Mark Cuban was giving off. He thought that Musk really just wanted to artificially inflate Twitter stock. The Mavericks owner tweeted this: "My conclusion, Elon Musk is effing with the SEC. His filing with the SEC allows him to say what he wants to a company private for $54.20 versus his am considering taking Tesla private at $4.20, funding secured. Price go up, his shares get sold, profit goes up, SEC like WTF just happened." Yeah, these billionaire boys got a lot to talk about, and I do think they definitely have too much money on their hands. But just in case you don't really follow what Mark Cuban was talking about, so Mediaite had this insight. In 2018, Musk tweeted he had secured funding for a go private bid for Tesla at $4.20 per share in the middle of the trading day, no less, causing the stock price to spike 11%. But it turned out the funding wasn't secured and Musk had not filed the requisite paperwork with the SEC. Elon Musk could also really just be trying to distract people from the news that on Wednesday, a federal judge rejected Tesla's claim that it's not liable for disturbing racist abuse suffered by ex-factory workers. US District Judge William Orrick rejected what he called Tesla's watered down revisionism that cast the plaintiff Owen Diaz's suffering as mild and short-lived. And there's a lot potentially on the line when it comes to these lawsuits going against Tesla. So I don't know necessarily if Elon Musk just had too much time on his hands, but I really don't know what's gonna happen next. What do you think, Ben?
Well, first of all, that certainly is quite a noble move of Tesla to decide for the injured employee who has suffered emotional trauma and stress that his own trauma was mild and short-lived. I always like it when the oppressor tells you how mild your trauma is. I feel like that's a real nice move. And Elon Musk, I think he just proves over and over again that he has more fun just playing with the world, using us all as his pawns than he does about being a serious person. I mean, even look at the fact, look, I'm somebody who enjoys marijuana, but if I was trying to take over in a hostile takeover, one of the biggest companies in the world, I wouldn't put 420 in the amount that I'm trying to buy it for. And the same thing he did for his Tesla offer, both with 420 in it. That's not an accident. Happens once, fine. Happens twice. This is a stoner having fun with us and laughing in his tiny home made of gold bars. It's got to stop.
God, I didn't even see that 420. You got problems. Wes,
in both,
they're
both 420. Come on, that's not an accident.
I don't think that's an accident. I'm kind of with Ben here. I think what's most important for the folks at home to understand is like the day after he does this fraudulent SEC filing, Twitter closed at $54, it opened at $54. The actual market, everybody on Wall Street is like, this guy is joking, he's bluffing, this isn't real. Once you see that, nobody's moving on it. It just tells you that everybody sees the fraudulence in this entire play.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.